Are you a trail runner or a hiker that has pain on the outside of your knee? Is it worse when you go downhill? Have you been told, oh, it's IT band syndrome and just to roll it out, but it's not helping? It's actually making it worse. This one's for you. Listen up. IT band syndrome is a compressive syndrome, meaning when you bend your knee at a certain degree, there's a rubbing that happens of your IT band alongside of your knee. Naturally, there's a fluid-filled sac that prevents that from rubbing too much and lubricates it really well. But if you have poor biomechanics or musculature imbalances, that rubbing can become too compressive and then results in pain and inflammation. Then that repetitive rubbing over and over and over again, and even more when you're going downhill, creates a lot of pain and inflammation. Here's how to fix it. Stop foam rolling and stretching your IT band. It's a band of fascia, not muscle. Studies show that it takes over 2,000 pounds of force to stretch it by 1%. That is well beyond your foam rolling and stretching. So let's stop doing that. Instead, focus on stretching the muscles that surround the IT band and feed into it. Those two being the TFL and the glute max. These muscles don't just move the hip, they modulate tension in the IT band. These muscles help stabilize the knee, the lateral side of the knee, during exercises like running, hiking, lunging, and squatting. Additionally, the lateral quad, a bulky and strong lateral quad, looking at you bikers and skiers, can add compressive force and shear force around that IT band. You can foam roll this spot, just stay off of the IT band itself. Remember, IT band syndrome is a compressive syndrome. If you continue to push on it and you continue to push through it, it's only gonna get worse. IT band syndrome can take a long time to heal. If you have continuously inflamed the zone, your body is just gonna stay in that inflammatory state. It's gonna feel alarmed. It's gonna feel threatened every single time you push on it or you go run and you have that compressive force. The zone of compression is here to here. You do that every day. You do that when you're walking and running. You do it when you stand up. So that compressive thing is gonna be hard to kick, especially with all that inflammation. If you're in your 30s and an athlete and haven't had IT band syndrome, what's your secret? If you've been pushing through this pain for a while and it's super inflamed and painful, here are my go-to releases to start easing that pain before we dive into exercise. First one, TFL release with a ball. Your TFL, remember, is one of those muscles that feeds into your IT band. It lies right here. If you take your hip bone and you go down a few inches, maybe a little bit more laterally, start with a flat hand, hold it here, put your toe up and rotate your hip in and out. Your TFL will pop right into your hand and then you'll know where that muscle is. It's probably gonna be pretty tight. So we're gonna take the ball, we're gonna lie on our stomach, and then we're gently gonna release this area on your stomach. All right, I'm gonna take the ball, I'm gonna come all the way down to my stomach, but I'm kind of gonna be on my right side if my left is affected. I don't wanna put all of my weight into that ball. It's gentle. Remember, you're inflamed and this is a sensitive area. So I'm gonna take that ball, I'm gonna put it right here and kind of roll onto it. You will feel that. I want you to modulate your weight with your hands and your feet so you're not like totally putting your whole body weight on that ball. That's gonna hurt. So offload a little bit with your hands and your toes and even be on your unaffected hip. So I'm gonna roll onto that area, find a spot that's pretty tight, then I'm gonna bend my knee and I'm gonna kind of windshield wipe in and out. That's gonna get that rotation effect and that's gonna be a little sensitive. So remember, gentle, we're not trying to roll it to death. That's not the goal, it's gentle. I'm offloaded onto this arm and I'm gonna release this right here by windshield wiping, and then I can bend and flex the knee, and then I can kind of find those spots and kind of roll in and out. You wanna spend around 3 to 5 minutes here. All right, the second muscle that goes into your IT band, remember, is your glute max. So we wanna release your glute max so we can release that tension into the IT band. So we can do that by coming into a little bit of like a pigeon stretch. And this is best like on the ground so that you're nice and relaxed. So let's get to it. You're gonna come down to the ground, and if it's on my left hip, we're gonna take this here, bring your right leg up, and then I'm gonna hook my hands here and then pull in gently on this leg so that this is gonna come towards me. You're gonna feel a pull here and a little bit more in that outer seat, and you're gonna gently come into that stretch, not to the point of pain, gently come in and then release back out. You're gonna gently come in and release back out. You don't wanna statically hold this and jam it up. That's just gonna create more inflammation and issue. So you wanna gently come in and then release it back out. So we're coming in to that discomfort zone, coming back out. As you stay here for a few minutes, you'll be able to come farther and farther. So remember, we're getting that glute max stretch here with a little bit of rotation in the hip. To release that lateral quad that can add compressive shear into that IT band, now you can take your foam roller, this is okay, and we're gonna roll on that lateral quad line, and then we're gonna take you through some flexion extension to get some more active release. So that will look like this. Foam roller comes down. Again, you're gonna offload your weight. We don't need to put your entire weight on that one leg. It's a sensitive zone. We're in pain, inflammation. We're not trying to like hammer it out. More pain is not better. So you're gonna come down. You can offload on your arms and your other opposite leg. So then I'm gonna place my affected quad onto that foam roller, and then I'm gonna shift a little bit with my hips so I can get more into that lateral side, and then we can kind of roll through in the meat of the muscle. When you find an area that's more sensitive, you can stop here, and then we can bring it into some flexion and extension. So think of it more of like an active foam roll instead of you just hammering it out on the foam roller. So find those spots, work through like 10 times, and then move on, here to here. Find which is more sensitive. Do not roll onto that IT band. Stay in that lateral quad. Those were my releases that will help kind of decrease that compression on that area. So if you're in a flare-up and things are painful, those are kind of your go-tos to help calm things down. Now we're gonna go into our exercises when you are ready and your body is ready to start strengthening areas that might have some deficits, where those muscular imbalances might be, causing poor mechanics to put us in this situation in the first place. One of the exercises I love to get your posterior chain firing, especially in that hamstring, is coming into a single leg RDL. So you're gonna take a weight, or you can do it without a weight, depending, but you're gonna come into single leg stance and you're gonna hinge at your hips. So you're not gonna bend your knee. We're gonna stay out of that flexion zone where that compression is. So we're gonna keep a little bit of a straighter knee, and you're gonna come down parallel to your shin, stop about midway, and then when you come up, I want you to push through your heel and push up and use your hamstring to pull you up. So you're using a lot of this zone and your booty. So it'll look like this when you come down, push down on that heel, come up. Balance is gonna be key here. Hard to do slow. So come down and up. You wanna squeeze your booty at the top and squeeze that hamstring at the top. Okay, here to here. Your back leg should fall in line with your torso, and we don't wanna open up the hip at all. We wanna keep your hip bones pointed down. So here to here. This should activate your hamstring and your glute in that posterior chain. The balance is gonna be tough. If you need to modify, you can always come into a kickstand with your opposite side and come here to here. You'll get the same effect strength-wise, you're just taking the balance out a little bit. Let's start with 3 sets of 12. If you're using no weight, you can go to 3 sets of 15 to 20. If you're using a heavier weight, that's when you can go a little bit lower from 3 sets, anywhere from 8 to 12. Chances are there's some sort of deficit in your lower posterior chain, meaning your calf, so your soleus and your gastroc, those muscles down there, something's not helping you propel forward, which is why you're using that front hip to pull you. So we're gonna start with a calf raise. So feet together, and you're gonna come up with your heels and down, all the way up, all the way down. These you should be able to do a lot of. You carry your body weight around all day. You should be able to do 3 sets of 20. Let's start there. And then if you want to level up, I'll show you how. If you're feeling confident and you want to level up that calf raise, you can come off your stair or a step, and you can come all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. If you really want to level up, you can go into that single leg, all the way up, all the way down. Balance is going to be key here. It's maybe. This is good for me. If you can do this level up version of that single leg off the side, off a step, same thing. See if you can get through those 3 sets of 20. This one is one of my favorites to get that glute med and to get your booty firing. We're gonna take the pressure off the front of the hip where that tightness is, where you're pulling, and that's gonna cause pain down here. So we're gonna put it back into that seat. We're gonna take a band. It's gonna go above the knees, and then we're gonna use a wall. So the way you're gonna position yourself is you want enough space so that when you come down, your leg is in a 90-90. This is really important. If you're too close, we're gonna be here, and if you're too far away, we're gonna lose that pull. So you're looking for that 90-90 where your knees hit at the same spot, but you have that angle here. So if we get into position here, you're gonna bend your stance leg. As soon as you bend your stance leg and you hinge forward at your hips, you should immediately feel that in your glute. That's what we're looking for. Then you're gonna take your opposite leg and you're gonna bring it out into like a clamshell. So it's a clamshell on a wall, but this is your working leg. Your stance leg is your working leg. Standing here right now, I feel the burn. That's what you're looking for. So your stance leg is the one that we're working in this case. Sets and reps, let's see if we can get into that 3 sets of 12, maybe even 15. If that is feeling easy for you, grab that timer and go 3 sets of 60 seconds. You should really feel the work in that stance leg here. You're also gonna get a bonus on the opposite side as you clam out. So switch legs and do them both. All right, remember, we're gonna try and do this 3 times a week. If you have the time and the ability, doing it daily would be best. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share if this was helpful for you. Knowledge is power. The more you can cater your exercises and your routine to you, the better you're gonna be. Call your PT if you have any questions.